Hey guys, and welcome to day 2 of my Pilates daily 7-day challenge. Today, all you need is a loop band. So generally they come in multiple sizes. I would probably say that you could use 2 different sizes or stick to one in the middle. For our warm-up, if you want to use more than one size, maybe stick with the lighter one. And we're gonna start by taking this band just above the knees. All right, and I have a really soft mat, so sometimes it curls up. But we're gonna start in the middle of our mat. Our band is above the knees. We're gonna take the hips just a little bit wider than hip width apart, and we're actually just gonna start with a basic squat. So I just want you to bring those hands in front, squat down and up. All right, now the depth of your squat is dependent on so many things, so I just want you to go with what's comfortable for you, and you wanna have the legs wide enough that you feel like you're getting some resistance with the band. So down and lift. I like to give the glutes a little squeeze every time I come up. Now most of our work today will be on the mat, on the ground, but we're gonna just warm up with some standing exercises. Nice work. Just going for 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. I want you to hold it at the bottom and pulse. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it. We're going to put all of our weight into one leg. We're going to tap the other leg out and in. Just little taps out. Should be feeling it in this supporting leg. So if you're like, why isn't the moving leg feeling the pain? We are really warming up the glute medius as well as the quads here. For 3, 2, last one. Okay, we're gonna put all of that weight into the other leg and tap out. Nice work. Little taps. If you just heard the train, I apologize about that. The train actually never honks, so of course it does when you're making a video in your bedroom. Nice job. Last one. And go back to that squat and lift. And this time, if you want to straighten those arms at the top, kind of warm up that whole body, that works great too. Nice work for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice job. Okay, we're going to come together and we're going to take our band all the way off this time. And we're going to come down onto our hands and knees. We're going to do a couple things without the band before we add the band in. So take one leg straight out behind you, pointed toes, and we're just going to lower and lift. Nice job. Just a little lower and lift, keeping that leg as straight as we can. We will be doing this with the band on. Sometimes it's just nice to feel it without. Okay, last one. Hold it at the top. Bring the other arm out, and we're going to tap both down and lift. Try to keep that spine in line so we're not arching our back. For 3, 2, hold it at the top, pulse, pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the leg. We're going to bend the knee, flex the foot, go out to the side. Okay, now donkey kick up to the ceiling. Last one. Okay, other leg, starting with just straight back, lowering and lifting, setting the stage for some nice glute work. Okay, let's take the opposite arm out, lower and lift. Two more. Last one. Okay, bring the hand down. Leg comes in. I'm going to go out to the side. Little fire hydrant here. Nice. Last one. And then go straight into that donkey kick, up to the ceiling. This warm up here is just good mobility work. Get the hips moving, get them warmed up before we add that band. Last one, and lower. Okay, so we are gonna add the band. That's totally up to you. I'm gonna go with my middle band. You can stick with the light one. Probably wouldn't do the heavy. The heavy is just going to restrict your range of motion a little bit more. So it's totally up to you. Okay, hands on the floor. We're gonna start same way. We're gonna go straight back and we're gonna lower and lift. Now, your leg is likely not gonna get as high for obvious reasons here. Nice, just adding a little more resistance. You're gonna feel this in your glutes a little bit faster. Now hold it at the top. We're gonna bend and straighten the leg. Little hamstring curl with a little resistance. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the knee bent and just pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, flex the foot. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower. And then rather than doing the fire hydrant, we're actually going to come onto our side. We're going to come onto the forearm. So try to stay really strong in your shoulder here so you're not slouching down. Knees are stacked, and I have my knees probably at like a not quite 90-degree angle. So if we have them way back here, sometimes we arch our back. So bring them in a little bit. Feet are stacked. We're going to go into a clamshell. Again, try not to slouch into the shoulder. If this hurts your shoulder, you can lay all the way down, resting your head on the mat. And we're just starting with that basic clamshell. We are going to be resting off of the shoulder for some of our next exercises, so maybe you can stay up for this first one. 3 more. 2. Last one. Okay, now we're gonna rest the head down, and you can rest all the way down or on your hand. I'm gonna start all the way down. And we're gonna straighten that leg out this time, and we're just gonna do little pulses. So nothing wild and high, because we wanna stay about hip height. If you wanna put your arm there and kind of give yourself some guidelines. And it feels pretty easy at first, and then it just suddenly turns on. So you might be feeling that soon. Nice work. The band is like my favorite for working the glutes and the hips. The ball is like my favorite for abs and some glute work as well. Nice work for 3, 2. Okay, we're gonna kick that leg forward. Forward and back. Use that hand in front of you to keep you from rocking. Nice. Should really be feeling it in the glutes by now. Try to stay with me. Okay, hard one. We're gonna hold it out in front and we're just gonna pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Go ahead and rest. You're gonna press yourself up I'm gonna switch directions so you can see the working side for both sides. You do not have to do that. We're gonna take that straight leg back behind us. Now this other leg is gonna feel it a lot harder this time around because it just got done working. So we're gonna lower and lift to begin. You know what to expect now on the second side. So it should feel maybe a little bit better. Remember to pull that core in. You have a strong core, strong supportive core. Okay, hold it at the top. Little hamstring curls for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Keep the knee bent, little pulses. And then flex the foot. Maybe we went all the way down, all the way up. Or pulse. Whatever feels right. The challenge of remembering side to side. Last one. Come down and onto your side. So starting on the forearm, we're not going to be here long. We're going to start with those clamshells. And again, try not to move your whole body to do this, just the lower half. So really staying strong up top, not slouching. Good job. For 3, 2, last one. Okay, bring it all the way down. So when it gets a little more challenging, we're going to straighten that leg out. And we're just going to pulse. Nice work. Keep that leg moving. Remember, in that range, you can use that arm for guidance. And we're keeping these workouts this week just in the 20-minute realm. You know, you're welcome to, if you decide to do these workouts again, to stack a couple back to back, make yourself a 40-minute Pilates workout. But consistency is better than trying to get, you know, an hour or two and then not do it for a couple weeks. So consistent core work is the winner. Okay, we're gonna bring the leg forward and back. This is the hard one. We're going for 8. You have 5 left. This isn't the hard one. It's the pulsing in the front that's the hard one. 2, last one. Hold it out front now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna roll onto your back. Before we get started, hug those knees. Give yourself a little rest here. All right, we've got just some bridge work left, but we're gonna throw in a little tiny bit of core work just to break up that glute work. So not a lot, but we're gonna bring the hands up, the legs up, so that we're in this dead bug position. I'm gonna pull the belly button down into your spine, and I want you to take opposite arm, opposite leg out, and straighten, squeeze that glute there before you bring it back in. So this dead bug movement, you're alternating sides, should never be really fast. Most of the time you'll see people doing these and they're just moving too quickly. I want you to give yourself time to squeeze each butt cheek before you bring it back in. There's also some mind-body connection required there to think about that squeeze. All right, and try not to let your back arch, so you might not take your leg as close to the mat. That's all right. Just going for 2 more on each side here. Last one. Nice job. Okay, bring it in, feet to the floor. I'm going straight into my favorite part of the workout, which is all bridge. So hands by your side. I want you to first take a nice deep breath. As you exhale, press those hips up to the ceiling. Give your butt a good squeeze and lower. So you press up to squeeze and release. Squeeze, release. So every time your hips come up, make it purposeful. Make sure you add that squeeze at the top Otherwise, you're just moving your hips around and you're not getting the full benefit of that bridge. Nice work. Now, if you're wondering if your feet are in the right position, you should be able to maybe shimmy side to side and reach your heels. Otherwise, maybe walk those feet in a little bit closer. Okay, last one. We're going to hold it at the top and we're going to press out into the band. Nice, just little presses out. Keep those hips squeezed, keep those glutes squeezed, and hips lifted. Sometimes I tend to invert what I'm trying to say. You know, like squeeze your hips and lift your glutes. Lifting your glutes, I guess, makes sense, but squeezing your hips is a little more silly. Nice work. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to combine these two movements. So we're going to lower the hips, lift, press out twice, and lower. Lift, press out twice, and lower. Okay, so just keep that sequence moving at your own pace. Great job. Hopefully you guys are playing some music for yourself. So you have something to listen to when I stop talking. Okay, hold it at the top. If you can, I want you to walk onto the balls of your feet so you're on your tiptoes. Squeeze your glutes, lift those hips higher, and we're going to release that squeeze towards the mat and then squeeze up high. Nice work. Really use that breath every time you come up to squeeze. Exhale on that effort. Exhale on that squeeze. We have 5, 4, making some strong glutes, which I will say, last one, hold it at the top, press out into the band. That I'm a true believer that this glute and hip work will eliminate your lower back pain. If this is the only kind of exercise you can do and you do it daily, you do it regularly, it can make a huge impact on lower back pain if you have it, especially from sitting a lot. This is a great exercise to do. Nice work. For 5, you're almost there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower those hips, hug those knees. Nice job. All right, we're not quite done, but we are close. So before we do our last little bridge exercise, we're gonna just do an ab exercise, just again to give the glutes a rest. So I want you to bring your hands and head and neck up off the mat. Hands are behind the head, and we're gonna do a crisscross. So start with the tabletop position, and we're going to take same elbow to same knee and switch. And switch. Nice and slow to start. Keep that foot flexed. Really kick it out. Nice job. Really be intentional about that crisscross. Try to lift that whole shoulder up to touch the knee. Obviously, you're not going to touch the knee, but really lift. For 3, 2, last one. Nice work. Come down. You can just give yourself a little rock side to side. Okay, we're going to take those feet back to the floor. This time, feet are together. They're like touching one another. And you're going to bring the knees out, so in this butterfly position. And again, we're going to go into a bridge. So we're going to lower and lift. except the knees are pressing out. So it might feel a little funny, but you're really holding that press into the band. Nice work. Keep it going. Last one. I want you to hold it at the top and then just pulse. Little presses out for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go back to lower and lift, keeping those knees pressed out. For 3, 2, last one, hold at the top, press out. Last set for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Okay, pull the knees in. Take that band off. We're just going to do a little stretch for the hips. So take one foot to the floor, cross the ankle over the other knee, pull that knee into the chest. And we're just going to do a short stretch today. But in your 7 days, one of them is going to be a full body flow. So something to look forward to. Nice, long, deep stretch there. We are going to switch sides, but you always have the option to keep stretching after this video ends. Maybe hold that hip stretch a little bit longer. But for the sake of me trying to make you guys 7 20-minute videos and stay on time, the stretching is going to be a little short. But it feels so good to stretch the glutes. All right, release that leg, and we're going to roll all the way up. Maybe just give yourself a little reach towards the toes. Feel the backs of the legs open. All right, and thank you guys for joining me for day 2. For tomorrow of day 3, I think you're just going to need a Pilates ball again. So I hope that you'll come back and join me for another day.